I'm Lisa Sarjeant-Gonzales and I'm a textile designer, and I've been a textile designer for quite a few years, quite a number of years, almost 30 years. And what I specialize in is hand-dyed silks, which actually is painting fabrics with a brush with dye. And so each piece is a unique piece. It's an piece of artwork. It's an original piece. And that lends to a lot of what I wanted to offer to my clients. I wanted them to be wearing a piece of art. So you feel beautiful, you look beautiful, you have this bright, vibrant piece of artwork on when you wear a piece from Lisa's Fabrics. I actually started doing textiles originally and have been doing textiles, as I said, for almost 30 years. But my clothing line is actually pretty much new. It's just about 3 years old, if so long. And I branched into doing a clothing line simply because I would wear things made with my fabrics and people would like what I wore. And I just decided, well, you know what? Why don't I just come up with a line of clothing with, designs of what I would rather see my fabric look like. And that's how my clothing line actually began. And it seems almost as if I've been doing more of a clothing line than only a textile line, but I still do provide textiles if someone wants to buy yardage, that's fine, as well as my design of clothing. What inspires me when I'm dyeing my fabric is nature. I have to say I'm very, very influenced by nature. I paint outdoors, so what's around me is all the greenery, the trees, the leaves, the sky. If I go to the beach, I'll probably look at the shades of blue. I have a lovely family of iguanas that live in my mango trees. I have lots of fruit trees. And it's amazing to see the colors that, of course, come out of nature. That's where color, actually originates from. And so that inspires me. And I really think that I'm pretty much blessed to be able to wake up each morning and paint in that environment. So the influence is right around you. You can't be stumped with, what color should blend with what color, because nature has a way of doing it on its own. And so when you're actually thinking of doing hand-dyed silks, colors naturally blend because it's dye. It's not in fact paint. So I would like to actually say that I specialize to a large extent in color blends, having a knack for understanding what color would blend well with what and creating a color that perhaps one may not have thought would have blended with another. Am I talking all over the place? That's the artist, the creative in me, I guess. But basically, it's nature that inspires me to a large extent, and I don't think you can get a better influence than that. At Lisa's Fabrics, we have a wide line of clothing. I have kaftans, and they're embellished actually with pieces that I import from India. They're all hand-woven, hand-stitched, as well as I have halter dresses, different style dresses, peasant dresses, tops, shawls, scarves, bags. Basically, I work with silk. Different types of silk. Reason being, silk never dyes. It feels beautiful. So my clients feel nice when it's on. And if you're wearing a piece of art, you want to feel like, I feel as nice as I look, basically. I also offer, which you may see around in my shop as well, I also do upholstery, which a lot of people perhaps don't realize. So I have painted couches, I've painted carpets, I've painted curtains as well. So it doesn't only stay within the line of silk. It's what I have in my boutique, but it's just something that once you can paint it, then I'm there doing it. A lot of times people ask me what are my future plans, and I don't know, perhaps I look at life differently. How each day flows, I go with it, and things, once you're in alignment, it flows in the direction that you're supposed to go in. So what do I have planned in future for Lisa's Fabrics? Like I said, I started off doing fabrics. I do a line, I do upholstery. I would say whatever makes me happy. When you're not happy, then it's on the wrong direction. It really isn't something that I would think that I would continue doing. So, do I do import, export? Yes, I do export work. And I also actually, as I said, import my silks, because unfortunately we don't get silk, pure silk here in Trinidad and Tobago. So there's a lot of import going on. But yes, I do export my stuff. And to what extent? Sometimes things look a lot more attractive than they are. I like my Caribbean. I like sweet Chianti. I like that people can feel that Caribbean resort feel outside of Trinidad. I do export my work to people all over the world, which is really quite interesting. But To what extent would I export? As I said, it has a lot to do with where I think the flow of it should go. So I have a friend who is opening a store in Canada. We're on the same wavelength, we're on the same energy. I'm a provider to her store, which is actually bringing Caribbean items to Canada, which, believe it or not, even in such a cold country, we have quite a big clientele that's there. In that sense of exporting, that's where I'd like to put my energy, actually, as opposed to perhaps huge numbers all over the world, because I still feel as if each piece is a piece of art. So you kind of want somebody to have a specialized piece for them. So I'm a mother. I have a 13-year-old daughter, beautiful little girl, Amaya. I am recently married. I've just been married 3.5 years. And what do I do on my own time other than paint? Good Lord, all I do is paint, you know. I might be pretty boring, but I love to cook. I really do love to cook. So I'm always cooking or baking or trying out something new. And that's another side of me that a lot of people perhaps don't realize. I like to garden as well. I like to plant my own herbs for my cooking and so on. And just that whole outdoors thing. As I said, nature influences my work. So I guess being around it and enhancing it as much as I can is another part of me. I have a strong belief that one must do what they feel where their passion lies. If you believe in something, then you need to fulfill that dream. Life has a funny way of teaching you that you just don't know how long you have on it. So do what makes you happy. If you have a passion, go after it. Yes, some people might say, well, that's not necessarily what you need to be doing in life. Art is a prime example. I might have had people perhaps say, be an artist. Not my family though. My father's an artist, so I grew up knowing that art is very much important. And ironically, my mother's a nurse and worked with the UN for several years. So I'm an artist like my father, and my sister's a doctor in the medical field like my mother. So we've had both sides of the fence, I guess you could say, growing up. But we were always brought up to know, do what you want. Follow your dream, believe in your dreams, and you will be successful. And that's why when you hear me talk about once you're on the right path, it means you're focused. You feel it from inside. Chase it. Do it. It makes you happy, and it can't be wrong. You can contact me at www.lisasfabrics.com or my Facebook page, which is under Lisa's Fabrics, Instagram, also under Lisa's Fabrics. I'm located at 17A Patna Street, St. James, or give me a call, 868-758-4208. Hi, I'm Lisa Sarjeant-Gonzales, and you're logged on to IENT.BIZ.